Collection by Daniel Esquivel. And that's just the beginning. So now it's time for us to recognize the people who have been instrumental in the foundation of the arts culture that we have here in the Permian Basin. And I can think of no better person to bestow those awards than former mayor, founder of the Public Art Advisory Board, Lorraine Harriman. Also, she has the best jewelry ever. I'm just going to say that.
I call out the good stuff tonight. Good evening. Wasn't that fabulous? Did you ever think that we would have a fashion week in Odessa, Texas? This is something we always aspired to, and we didn't even know we did back in the day. I want to take a point of privilege and Randy and the rest of the folks at Odessa Arts. I just want to say what a difference you are making in our community. Rose becoming the director of Odessa Arts was transformative to the arts in Odessa, Texas. And we don't get to say that often enough or publicly enough. And I've had the pleasure as a volunteer to serve on and help create the Public Art Committee and look at all of the wonderful public art projects that there are in Odessa, Texas. There's a wonderful piece right here in front of a hotel. The electrical boxes that we have around town, and people are like, what are you doing? And now other communities in West Texas are copying this effort. And all of those things, and that's just to mention a few. There's a wonderful piece in front of Texas Tech, and through his leadership and the belief in the arts and its value by the city of Odessa, they have set aside 1%, 2%.
Let's say it's 2.
We wish it was 2. 1% of every project that is built by the city will be dedicated to a public art project in that facility. So everything we build in the city of Odessa going forward by the city of Odessa will feature public art. And the city council is overwhelmingly behind that, and they continue that commitment to the arts. And I just want to say thank you to the city of Odessa for their leadership in this area, and to Randy for bringing this forward to all of us. That's all recent, so I'm not putting myself on the back. We're here today to recognize the Friend of the Arts. Prior to the beginning of this black and white hall, the Friend of the Arts designation was given very rarely by Odessa Arts. At the beginning, you may all remember it was the Cultural Council back in the day, and it evolved into Odessa Arts under Randy's leadership. And under Cindy Graham's leadership, she thought it would be a great idea to bring back the Friend of the Arts Award every year at this fabulous function, the Black and White Ball. And I think that was a brilliant idea, Cindy. And we are beginning to honor people, and there are so many people in this community that have done so much. And we are honoring 3 more tonight that are so well deserving of this. But I want to recognize a few in the past that have received this award. Sandra and Toby Oath, and Buzz and Betsy Hurt, also. Michael Guerrero, back to the city, for their leadership, and Mark Grant. And so in 2018, this has become an annual award Today, we're here to bring three new people, well, two people and one organization into this circle of honor for leading arts in the Permian Basin right here in Odessa, Texas. Because I can say unabashedly that the city of Odessa, all of you in this room, and arts in Odessa are the leaders of this movement in the entire Permian Basin. I'd like to begin first by recognizing, and these are all my dear friends, so I think that's why I got to do this, y'all, is because I have known the honorees for so many decades. Listen, we're not going to talk about how long that is already, how many decades we have been friends. I grew up in the same neighborhood. When Lissa she grew up there when she was little, and then they built a house out at the country club, and we are real Odessans. We grew up here. We are still committed to this community, and Lissa and her family are legendary. Lissa Noel Wagner. You see their names on things. Noel Elementary, their commitment to education. Noel Plaza, a park, the first urban park that was ever done in this entire region, was because of the vision of the Noel family. The Ella Noel Art Museum, which is thriving with their continued commitment to art museum, that Lisa's mother was committed to. And I remember as a kid when she had the ladies in the attic, her art club that painted in the attic of their house. And how wonderful that was as a young person growing up here to see people actively involved in the creation of art through their friends and their family. And Lissa continues that legacy. She and her mother and their entire family were the founders of the Wagner Noel Performing Arts Center. How transformative was that to entertainment in the Permian Basin? It led us into luminary talents coming to where we live. And every time Ray and I go to a performance, and it is fabulous, a Broadway in the Basin, or a musical performance, or magic, or comedy, or all the wonderful things that are out there, when we are driving home, we say, we didn't have to fly here, we didn't have to rent a hotel room, and we could go home to our own beds and have that wonderful entertainment that makes entertainment available to people who cannot afford to do that. That is important, and work that will help expose the arts for generations to come in the Midland, Odessa, and Permian Basin area. I would like to call Lissa up so that we can honor her.
Be here. I want to thank the Odessa Arts, especially Randy, for his remarkable ongoing commitment and his electric enthusiasm, which is so contagious, and to honor and admire you, Joanne Davenport Littleton, for all of your community efforts, and to acknowledge our outstanding Ector County, the Independent School District's Art Department. Art is such a short little word, but it's so diversified and so dynamic it can be. There's the art of drama, where comedy can make us giggle down to our toes, or tragedy, which can reflect the sadder times of life. The art of music, from beautiful classical to Louis Armstrong's jazz, to rock and roll, Latin, country, or rap, which is a current mainstream, is featured in our Super Bowl this year. Music can make us cry, dance, set the pace for a high-tempo up-tempo workout, remember our high school crushes, or have a truly romantic evening. The art of love, universal love that the entire world can feel when focused on family and friends. Country pride, religious rituals, are truly caring for freedoms that we cherish and love so dearly. Tonight, let's remember those denied that in Ukraine and extend our hope that love can conquer all. The art of paintings, where artists have captured our earliest communications with Egyptian hieroglyphics, to the Renaissance, to the Impressionists, to our country's Western heritage, to the abstract expressionists, which was the period of art that Si and I enjoyed collecting. And once when we purchased one, my mother said, if I'd realized that's what you wanted, I could have blindfolded myself and done one for you. Obviously, I'm not a fan of expressionism. The art of fashion, which follows our clothing styles from caveman's efforts to exotic, elegant gowns of royalty, to earlier hand-sewn outfits, to the Industrial Revolution that manufactured clothes by volume so that the public had several styles to choose from, multiple styles to choose from. Now we have fabulous runway shows that we get to witness tonight with the awesome project runway designer Daniel Esquivel. We've just had a taste of it, and luckily we get another show. Perhaps the greatest art is exactly what Odessa art does, the art of giving. Thank you for all you give to our communities by supporting Odessa College, Permian Playhouse, the Illinois Art Museum, Public Art, Odessa Shakespeare Festival, West Texas Jazz, and the Wagner Noel Performing Arts Center. That's just a few mentioned that are the recipients of what you all do. I'm most thrilled and humbled and honored tonight to share my wholehearted appreciation and true gratitude to you all's giving. Thank you for giving me this honor. And thank my friends for being here to support me. Thank you.
Multi-generational is something that we can all aspire to. Next, I want to talk about my good friend, Joanne Davenport Littleton. Back when Joanne and I first met, she was just Joanne Davenport. It's before she got married. Joanne and I were, can I just say, pioneering women, Joanne? When we ran for city council in 1990. And Joanne was elected as a city council member, and I was elected as mayor. And we ran together every day of that campaign, didn't we, Joe? And we continued to run for several more terms. Joanne's intelligence, commitment, enthusiasm, connection with all people in our community, and her vision for the future of what Odessa could be if we all embraced each other and worked together was transformative to the next 30 years and in the future in Odessa, Texas. All of you know that Joanne chairs the Black Cultural Council, and all of the events that are done in this community throughout the year by them are amazing. and we enjoy going to many of them. What you may not know is that the Juneteenth celebration that we have here, which is also put on by the Black Cultural Council, is the largest Juneteenth celebration in the entire state of Texas. That is because of Joanne. Her vision, her commitment, and her dogged determination to achieve every goal that she has set for herself and for this community. We are all recipients of that kind of vision and just plain hard work. I thank you, Joanne, on behalf of all of us in the city of Odessa, and ask you to come forward.
Randy called me. He said, Joanne, I have something to tell you. The board has, we want to honor you. And I said, yeah, Randy, sure. And he said, no joke. I said, me and who? He said, Lissa Wagner. I just started crying. I said, do you know who she is? And he said, yeah. I said, Randy, my name was Lissa Noel Wagner? Get out of here. He said, no, Joanne, you deserve it. I couldn't drive. Her family is a legend. You know, I'm just a nobody trying to tell somebody. And I cried. And once it soaked in, then I was ready to move forward, but it took a minute to soak in. I come from a family of strong women. My grandmother was strong, my mother was strong, so I have to be strong. When I get knocked down, I have to get back up and keep going. There's no such thing as quitting. I've learned that if you're going to succeed and you're going to make it in life, you have to surround yourself with smart and hardworking people. I'm fortunate enough to chair and be the president of the Black Cultural Council of Odessa. But it's not about me. I don't do it by myself. I have a great board that allows me to lead them. They follow. I thank God for my board. I have people like Danny Ray Wright, who's been over my basketball tournament forever. He's a driving force in our community. He loves kids. He makes things happen. I have people like Melvin Watkins, who's a gospel leader that brings great gospel music. I have people like Sheila Stevenson that chairs our Juneteenth beauty pageant. These are the kind of people that I want around me because they drive me, because they're perfectionists. Without them, I would be nothing. I thank God for my pastor and his wife, they're here. I thank God for my church members that are here, that are supporting me. A large part of my family traveled to see me get this honor. When I left Crane and I moved to Odessa, it was unnerving. I was very nervous about it. I didn't know what to expect. But it was because of people like Whitney Stewart. I would go to his house and sit in his living room floor, and I would be on the floor just fussing and crying about things wasn't going my way and what should I do. And when I finished, Dr. Stewart would say, I don't know why you came over here and asked me. You knew what you were going to do. You just needed a sounding board. That gave me encouragement. Then there was people like Vicki Gomez. You know, I would call and say, I don't think, and she said, Mia, she'd be telling me, and I say, it's okay. And then my best friend was Miss Dorothy Jean Mitchell. That was my best friend. I met her, and for 30 years, we were together every day. Now you talk about a driving force. She drove me. She drove, if you know Miss Mitchell, you know she drove me. So I thank God for those people in my life. Now, the Black Culture Council of Odessa, we couldn't be anything. I wouldn't be receiving an award today if it wasn't for the people of Odessa. This award is your award because we plan, we try to be the best that we can be, but without the citizens of Odessa, we would be nothing. And I love Odessa. Up or down, good or bad, left or right. I'm an Odessa, and I'm going to fight for Odessa, and Lorraine can attest. Lorraine can attest. I get knocked down, but I get back up, and I don't care what. We traveled a lot during our tenure on the council, and wherever we went in the United States of America, and I mean of America, they knew about Odessa because we represented well. And when we came back home, we implemented what we learned. Great leaders are hard to find. They're hard to find. But I thank God that I live in a community of great people. Thank you very much for this award.
Last but not least, we get to the organization that we are honoring tonight, and that is the Ector County Independent School District. I would like Dr. Aaron Hawley and Dr. Lilia Nanez to weave their way up here from, there you are, right there. You know, we are preaching to the choir about the arts in Odessa, Texas. But where does that start? That starts in our public schools. Where do we impact the most children that become the workers, the leaders, the implementers of arts in our community, in our public school? And we are known throughout our state and nation for our fabulous fine arts programs in ECISD. We are famous in UIL as Division I winners in band and choir and art and debate and all forms of public speaking. And what am I leaving out, Aaron? The kids are immersed in public arts in our public schools. And this is a time in America when economic times are hard. And we have seen the arts cut out of public schools all over our country. It is exactly the opposite in Odessa, Texas. We have had a rich history of supporting the arts that open up the imagination of our young people. And there are many studies that have been done on the impact of arts on young minds and their future. The study of the arts makes kids better students. It makes them want to stay in school. It impacts every area of their work in public school because it ignites their imagination and their creativity. And that's what it takes to be an artist. Not just an artist as a musician, but an artist in math and science. That's why the effort began as STEM academies. They have expanded into STEAM academies because the arts were added to those because of the recognition of the importance of creativity on young minds and in education. And I want to thank ECISD and our leaders now and in the future, and I 100% believe in the future, from today, that we will continue to emphasize the arts in Odessa, Texas. We will not be that town that takes away our arts programs when things get tough. We will not. And I'd like to call Erin and Lilia up here. The superintendent is out of town tonight at a National School Board Convention with several school board members, so he was not able to be here. So Lilia is here on his behalf, I should say, doctor. And you look a lot better than him, we might say. We are so glad you are gracing us with your presence. And she will say a few words on behalf of the superintendent. And Erin didn't want to talk. But I said, you need to say something, because Erin heads this entire department, and it has carried us to new heights in our arts programs in ECIC, and he needs to be recognized for that.
Thank you, Lorraine, and thank you, Odessa Arts. First of all, it's such an honor to be recognized as a district by this group, Odessa Arts. Those of you that know what art is, the performing arts, the fine arts. So thank you so much for that recognition. But I'd also like for the teachers that are in attendance today, our fine arts teachers in Ector County ISD, to stand up at this moment so we can recognize you. We know firsthand the dedication and time that it takes to be a fine arts teacher in public schools. I know firsthand, I was married to a band director, and I'll never forget one day when my husband comes home and he sees our oldest son riding a bike, and he says, "Who taught Javi how to ride a bike?" Well, I did, because he was gone all the time. The hours of dedication that you all give our students here in Odessa is second to none. And our goal is to help every single student in Ector County ISD, if they see life in black and white, the fine arts, the performing arts, the visual arts will help them see their life in high definition color. So thank you very much. Thank you.
As Dr. Nanya said, most of what we do as a department isn't what I do. And so as we receive this honor, I have to recognize that the arts have, in ECISD, it's been decades building what we have here. And it's the great teachers that we had here after year after year after year. And all of that would not be possible if it wasn't for your support. Your support as a parent, your support as a community leader, a support as a business. Next time you go to an OHS or Permian football game, I encourage you, look over to the sides. And it's not just the students who are part of those organizations and their lives being impacted. It's also the families. It's also the workers. And so we together as a community, we are the ones that are supporting our children. Oftentimes as a teacher, I would say that I am a teacher of students. I just am blessed to teach the best subject. And I think that's a recognition of the fact that so many of our students grow up to be the people in these seats right here. And so thank you for honoring this evening, but I thank you most importantly for supporting what we do on a daily basis. Thanks.
To public education in our community, and I'll take a point of privilege and encourage all of you to support our school district as we go forward to grow and improve and maintain our district into the future with an election that may be coming up. that I might be cheering. And I need all of your help, and every kid, all 33,000 kids in our public school today, need you to vote for their future.